What's good, people? Thank you as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so Joyce, who most recently obviously signed a fight contract with Frank Warren and BT Sports, left Abel Sanchez like a lot of people seem to be doing, and is now with Adam Booth. So it looks like he'll be over here in the UK full-time from now on. For someone that's had such a short professional career, it seems to have been all over the fucking place, if I'm honest with you. He was with David Haye. I didn't even know when he left David Haye. I just remember vividly him and David Haye trying to goad Chisora into a fight. That didn't seem to work out. Remember, he was fighting on Dave back then. He then went to America, and it seemed like some sort of deal with him and Richard Schaefer was happening. And then he came and fought over here on ITV Box Office on the undercard of The Girl versus Eubank. And then all of a sudden, no more David Haye. But then there's this other guy called Sam something that I think might be his manager from the beginning. I just thought David Haye was his manager. And now he signed a contract with Frank Warren and BT Sports. For a guy who I think they're trying to fast track, you would think there'd be a better plan in place, right? A bit more stability. Because he does seem to be going literally all over the place. But let's hope and fingers crossed, this deal with Frank Warren gets him where he wants to get. Anyway, so he fights May 18th on the undercard of Billy Joe Saunders, and he takes on Alexander USTINOV. No, not for me. Not for me. I don't give a fuck if this fight is short notice. I do not care. Again, for a guy they're trying to fast track, I mean, what's USTINOV going to do for you? What are you going to get from fighting USTINOV? Are you coming off an injury? I mean, are you coming off a long layoff? What are we getting from fighting USTINOV? I'd rather you just not fight and then plan and fight something better in a couple of months. Because what we're going to hear, right, is, oh, no, we've got something big lined up for June or July. No, you haven't. It's just that the latest thing that a lot of promoters and fighters and managers seem to say. Because when we do get to that period, nothing seems to happen. I mean, you're fighting a guy that, at best, USTINOV is retired. I'm sorry, he's retired. He's done. Right, USTINOV is retired. In fact, I saw a statement, and I'm going to try and find it and overlay it over what I'm saying, where USTINOV left a statement after he's lost to Michael Hunter and said that was that. So he is retired at best. And all of a sudden, he's been plucked out of thin air to fight Joyce, because Joyce is going to get what from beating up USTINOV? What? What are you going to get? Again, we're talking about a guy that wants to be fast-tracked, right? We're talking about a guy that wants those big fights. But yet, your last two fights are Bermane Stiverne, who, again, for me, is a retired fighter who got smoked by Deontay Wilder. And now USTINOV, who's coming off two losses against Manuel Charr and Michael Hunter, a knockout loss to Michael Hunter, and is at best, a part-time fighter. I don't see what you get from these fights. I really don't. Apart from a couple of quid, which is obviously important for the bank balance, I don't see what you want to get out of this. If Daniel Dubois, who is, 21, took the USTINOV fight, I'd still be upset. That's Daniel Dubois, who is trying to build and trying to learn different styles. For Joyce, an Olympic silver medalist, who, again, has been calling out the big names. I mean, his trainer even put him forward his manager put him forward for the Anthony Joshua fight. And USTINOV. No, can't fuck with that. To me, it makes no sense whatsoever. Makes no sense whatsoever. There are more than enough good heavyweights out there who can't get a fight who would love a crack at Joyce. So it's not even a case of there's no one out there. There certainly is. And I don't care if it's a new trainer. I don't care if it's a new promotional team. I just feel like USTINOV versus Joyce does absolutely nothing for Joyce. And I even just read a piece from Joyce saying he's going to make a statement against USTINOV. What statement are you going to make against a retired fighter? What statement are you going to make against a fighter that's been knocked out by Michael Hunter in his last fight and lost to Manuel Charr in the fight before that? What statement are you going to make? Absolutely nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. This is extremely disappointing. Extremely disappointing. I'd rather him just not fight and then fight Agit Kabayel in June or July than just take this fight just to be an undercard filler for Billy Joe Saunders' world title at Stevenage Football Club. Peace.